Hi, it's Jane, and I've got another tote. I will tell you this tote is not necessarily completely yarn. In fact, it has very little yarn in it, but it has a lot of other things that are in it. There is some yarn. Some of these things I need to put someplace else. I have a couple of the bar mop towels that lots of times I will make kitchen angels to sell at craft fairs, and I'll use that material and ribbons, those kind of things. This needs to actually go somewhere else. This is actually a massager, and I was looking for this because I didn't know where I'd put it. So now I know where it's at, and it's going to stay out. There is some of this crazy yarn. Let me get it out. It's the Lion Boucle, and it's a partial. It's in the colorway Sprinkles. So that's going to go in there. I do have some furry yarn. This is Yarn Bee Hot Fur in Cypress. That was one of those that I gained with the on their yearly sale. This one, I don't remember what it was, but it was on one of those sales too. I didn't keep the tag. These I use for hair when I'm making comfort dolls. Like this, I'll use it for comfort doll. This is Fun Fur by Lion Brand. So yeah, those are going to go in there. This one is a little different of a Fun Fur. It's got all kinds of shades, but that'll be a great hair for one of the comfort dolls. And this is one of those I picked up at Scraps and Skeins. This one I'm pretty sure I picked up at Scraps and Skeins, but it was called Sensations Cello. And the color is color 2112. It's called Cello Space Yarn, Jewel Tone Multis. And it does have jewel tones in it. So that's going in there. I have a couple of pockets that I used to put on the mitts. I call them mitts, but they're the dementia mitts. And I have this is it's called Fashion 8 Sable. And that can be used for hair as well. Now this is just a ribbon yarn. It's Katya Chic. And generally I use those when I'm making necklaces out of yarn. There is a small multicolored green furry yarn. Got it at Scraps and Skeins. I have my llama that is holding buttons, and that's going to go in the tote. Right there among those soft things. Now, I have a couple of things that I've just tossed in here to have a place to put. I'd made a couple of these, and generally I put those in the Operation Christmas Child for them to play with. But I always keep one sample so I know what I have. Now this bag actually has a lot of different items in it, from crochet hooks, extra crochet hooks, knitting needles, to chalkboard tags, beads. This is my It's coming apart and falling out. These are a lot of my hooks, needles for knitting. So those are going back into this tote. Although I am going to look and see if I can find a size 5 to make hats. And just a couple of bags that just have all kinds of things. Bag here of double pointed needles, some crochet hooks. These are tatting needles. Do have a box that I have most of my tatting stuff in there. Have another box that has scissors and all kinds of tools. Have some eyes. I'm gonna move that somewhere else. A couple of small bags in here that hold scissors and pins and, you know, needles, those kind of things. I think I've got 2 of those bags. Not sure what's in this one. Guess I should look, right? Those are things that I would use for knitting. Since I'm not really knitting right now, that's going to stay in this bag. But like I said, I'm going to pull this, see if I can find a needle size for hats. That was a nice mess to me. Six millimeters. See if I can find a 5. There we go, 5 millimeters, 16 inches. That'll work, and I've already got my those are 6. Do have a set of double pointed in my bedroom, believe it or not, that are a size 6 5 millimeter hooks, not hooks, double pointed needles. So I will grab those, put that with those needles, so I can do some hats here and there. Now I have also got a couple of odd things in here. I've got some buttons in here and some, I believe this is the pattern for these are actually for the knitting machine. So that's going to go in there. Like I said, this is a hodgepodge of a tote because it has this and that and some crazy stuff. Some things that don't even make sense. Got some scrub it yarn in here. Then I have some fun fur. It's going in there. I have a pillow form that is going in this basket as well. So it's in there. I have a small container here that I have a lot of things that I use for the knitting machine, and this all goes with the knitting machine. My both the Centro and the Addy, row counters, picks, glasses, the clamps, you know, and then the thing that goes on the the arm so that I can turn it into to using it with the screwdriver. So you can really go fast and get through a lot of things. I have a couple of things in here. Normally, this is what I keep my pantyhose in that I have used in the past for putting across the across my cakes to hold them in together. Small little bit of yarn and another little bit of that fun fur by Lion Brand. So that's going in there. Now I did tell you this was a bit of a mishmash of all kinds of things. I do generally when I am sitting crocheting a couple of extra hooks and pencils and you name it, and that generally sits next to me. But since we're in the process of moving, that just is going into the tote. I have here one of those hangers that I can put different things into, and I'd planned on using this on the side of the rolling cart where I have where I had, because those are all packed up now, where I had the Addy and all those at. This is a box that I've just got little things, a couple of candles in there, don't know why candles, couple of patterns, couple more, these are my emergency little scissors. And then I've got a couple of the different Tunisian crochet hooks with the cords. I don't like using these very often, so I don't use them. Have extra pins and some odds and ends. Just a lot of odds and ends. This tote's just one of those ones. Have a couple of, with the photo albums, I keep a lot of little small patterns written down in those so that I can just take that with me. I do have a flower loom. It's going in there. A couple of stickers. That's just going in there. This little pin, it's one of those that carries all the various hooks that I have that I no longer use. But sometimes, if I know that I'm going someplace, or I'm not sure if I'll get to keep my hook, I will pull one of these hooks out because I don't mind losing them. You know, sometimes you go on things and you don't know whether or not you're going to have to give up something. Then I have one of these lighted hooks. Of course, the battery looks like it's dead. Yep, battery is dead. So I need to replace the battery on that. But that is there. It's a K hook. And I just keep it in this little tin. Let me get you in there. An M&M tin that I picked up at Goodwill or something. So that is it for this tote. Let me pause you so I can get the other totes and we'll get into those. All right, we're ready for the next tote. In the next tote, I have, right off the bat, I've got one of these Stitch Studio samples by Nicole, which is the was the AC Moore brand, but there are 3 of this pink. If I can get this back in here, there'll be 3 of those, which make about a pound. And I'll be able to get back in there. It's going to be stubborn. So we're just going to put it in the tote. But that's a pretty color. It's a soft rose color. And there are 3 in there. That's plenty to make a couple of items. I have, oh, these are the shawls that I crocheted with some of the yarn that I dyed up on my own. This is the Pax shawl. These actually need to go in with my other shawls. So I will remove them from this tote. And then this is the one that I had done. This is, I believe this is Ramblin' Randy's. Is it Haigutso or Haigutsi? Can't remember what it was. But this is some of that yarn that I had dyed up. So, yeah, that needs to go in there. It is a 100% merino wool. This bag has a couple of beautiful sock, well, just one. It has a sock blank. And this is Hawthorne fingering. And it is in the color, I don't know what it is. It's 80% superwash fine Highland wool, 20% polyamide. It is fingering weight. It's one of those where you start where the string is and you undo it as you go. You can either knit, crochet. This is a sock blank. But there is also in there a nice small little container of barefoot cream with tea tree, peppermint, and lavender essential oil. Probably should put that in next to my bed. My feet are rough. So, and that I got from the yarn closet a couple of years ago, and I just never did anything with it. I had made myself a jacket with this, not really a jacket, like a little pullover thing with this yarn here. This is a Knit Crate Pimento. It is the, let's see, 70% superwash merino, 20% silk, and 10% cashmere. And I made a sort of pullover top with it. And that I have in my closet. I wear it occasionally. Don't wear it a whole lot because Jerry doesn't like the color orange. Normally Jerry is with me, so. Have a couple of skeins of Vitalanas here. And this is in the colorway, this is Vitalana Ascendance. Its colorway is tassel. It's 100% fine Peruvian wool. It is a sport weight. It is beautiful. I just have not found the project I want to work with on it. So, it's going in the tote. I have a skein of Studio Classic in the color deep green. I have another Studio Classic in the color medium blue. And look, I have one more ball of that pretty pink. And I'm gonna put those together. I have a Early Spring Stitch Studio Classic. This is one of those that I wanted to start, never did get to start. I was going to use the honeycomb pattern. This was one of those that came out through Knit Crate, and it uses the Knitology Sheen, which is 75% merino wool, 15% silk, and 10% cashmere, and the color is titmouse. And there's that colorway, and I just never got around to making it. So it will go back into the tote to be made at a later date. I'm hoping that once I get into a new place, that I'll be able to take all of this, set all the projects in one wall, yarns in one wall, and get them all sorted out. Because what I've been noticing is I have a lot of mixed yarn totes that have all kinds of different flavors in them, and none of them are the same. This is another one of those. I must have had 2 bags of that and used one of those, so that'll go in there as well. All right, I do know that this is one of those bobbins, and I don't know the colorway because I don't have it on here. Yeah, I do. This is Blue Moon, so that's Blue Moon. And that is what I had left. These 2, I believe, are the only ones left in that Blue Moon. So that's going in there. These were another one of the bobbins, and this is the colorway that they had all together. I want to say it was Cherry or Cherry Tree, maybe Cherry Tree Blossom. I don't remember what it was, but it was one of those Premier anti-pilling bobbins. So I'd just taken them off the bobbin because I found working on the bobbin annoyed me to no end. So then I have a skein here from Red Heart of Party Time. Then I have a bunch of balls, different balls. I do have one of the NACO minis. So there's that yarn, and I believe this is, from the looks of it, it's either a size 1, size 2. So, yeah. This one is one of those charcoals that's going to go in there just like that, mess and all. A nice navy blue. I don't know what this is. It might be a Stitch Studio in royal or blue. A couple of balls of white. There's a cream. Smaller balls of white. Probably should put these back to be rolled up. I have another buff. A nice black. And a very orangish reddish color here. Don't know what that is. This is what I do with the pantyhose. I take knee highs, cut them in half, tie them together on the bottom, and then put my cakes or my balls in here so they're not rolling all over the place. I believe this is Pretty in Pink, but I'm not positive. Or it's Perfect Pink. Could be either one. And here's more of that blue yarn. And then here is a little bit of jade. So that tote is finished. Let me move it off to the side, mark it, so I know that it's finished. I have gone through it. And then we will get the next tote opened up and see what's in it. You never know, might be a surprise. Oh boy, this has a whole lot of here and there's. That's what I'm going to call it. I do have a couple of skeins of Audine wools. Luxury sock in the color Daphne, 75% superwash merino, 15% nylon, 10% cashmere. That is such a gorgeous color. And of course I printed off the book, the Knit Crate book that went with it. That was back when they quit sending the book and they sent you that little postcard. And you had to go either print off the patterns that you wanted, or you had to download the booklet so you'd have it later date. This is a partial skein of Big Twist Value in the color Soft Gray. We'll put that back to be wound up into a cake. This is a Baby Pink in Red Heart. It's going to go to be wound. Here is a brown. I have here a Cafe Latte, Red Heart. I have a 1 pounder in the color Black Plum. I don't know that there are any more black plums. I have a Red Heart in, let's hope I can get it out so I can see the color. Well, I'm pretty sure this isn't turquoise. I'm not sure if these are just bright. I know they used to have one that was called Color or Crayola. But, yeah, it's one of those bright groups. So there's 2 of those. I have one of the, I Love This Yarn in the color, probably Mint. No, it's called Ocean. So that is there. I have a partial skein of some kind of dark green. It's probably sage, dark sage. I have 2 pink. I'm going to put those into a cake. Or I put that in there. I have 3 cakes of the Spring Meadow, which I need to put those with my shirt. Well, label came right off of there. I need to put those with my shirt. I do have a shirt that I've been working on here, there, and whatnot when I get the crazy urge to work on it. So I am going to stick those with that. So let me drop them by the side. I have a Red Heart in the color Medium Time. Can you tell green's one of my favorite colors? That pinkish one might be the light raspberry. That last one with the ball that I showed you. And this, of course, is Red Heart Turquoise. I have 3 cakes of the Premier Sweet Roll in the color Blue Willow. And they're in that pack, so they're going to stay in there. Now, I have a bunch of Red Heart Black. And that is just going in that tote the way it is. Right there. And then I have 3 skeins of black as well. They came in one of those 1-pound mill-ins or value packs, whatever they call them. When Joann's used to carry them before, you know, 9/11. Here's another black Red Heart. Now, this little thing says it is a sculpture crochet mini kits. It is for that little dressy pot holder. And that is the colorway that is in there. It's a blue, pink, red, has a ribbon. So that whole kit's in there, so I'm going to put that in there. Had a leftover skein of something. This is from Southern Skeins. It is a sock weight yarn, and it is the October 2020, and it is 415 yards of sugar skull, 92 yards of muertos, and these are 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. That must be the muertos. But that was the yarn of the month for that, for the sock club for Southern Skeins in 2020, October. So that's going back in there. I have no idea what I'm going to use that for, where I'm going to use it. There's a little air for it. Oh, this next one is some knit crate. And this is their Euro yarn. This is Euro Yarn Silk DK Beauty Berry. It's 85% merino wool, 15% silk, and it is a DK weight. And of course the book is in there with it. But I wound up having purchased an extra box, so I have 4 cakes of this to make a project. And that is it for this little round of totes. The only other thing I have is I have another bar of soap in there from the Wool & Co. company, and this is called Tobacco and Bay Leaf, and it smells so good. So that just goes in the tote with it to help keep the fragrance going, keep it fresh, and try to keep those moths from it. I do put them in plastic bags still. I do leave a small hole so that the yarn can breathe. I do have organza bags to put it in, but I just hadn't got around to emptying out these totes yet to do it. So, you know, stuff happens. Alright guys, that is it. I hope you enjoyed this little group of totes, and I'll see you again for the next round. Alright, bye for now.